In a world obsessed with validation, likes, and attention, most men chase women. They pursue, they beg, they wait, and they hope. But there exists a different kind of man, one who never chases, yet women can't help but follow. Not because he begs for it, not because he proves himself, but because he knows something others don't. These are the high-value men, the men Machiavelli himself would study with quiet respect. And today, we reveal the secrets behind how they make women chase without asking. To understand this deeply, we must first shatter illusions. Women don't chase just anyone. They chase power. They chase presence. They chase a man who doesn't need them, but one who they desperately want to be needed by. Women do not desire desperation. They crave superiority disguised in mystery. Machiavelli understood that power is perception, and perception, when controlled, becomes seduction. So, who is the high-value man? He is not the loudest in the room. He is not the richest man in the bar. He is not the one who flaunts his possessions. He is the man who knows what to keep hidden. He is the man who speaks when necessary, but listens with intensity. He is the man whose time feels like oxygen to those around him. Women chase him not because he offers himself freely, but because he is elusive. Inaccessibility is power. Scarcity creates value. That which is abundant is overlooked, but that which is rare is worshipped. 1. He holds his frame relentlessly. Frame is your internal world. It is your belief system, your sense of self, your emotional stability. The Machiavellian high-value man never lets his frame get cracked by a woman's emotions. He is like a fortress, unshaken, unmoved, and deeply grounded. A woman will test him with silence, with drama, with questions. And when he does not flinch, she chases. Women need to feel your strength not just in your muscles, but in your mind. They will press against your walls to feel how strong they are. If they crumble, you are never worth chasing. But if they stand tall, now she's intrigued. Now she's drawn in. Now she must win you. 2. He creates emotional imbalance. Machiavelli taught that men must use perception as a tool of manipulation. High-value men understand the power of emotional imbalance. This doesn't mean cruelty. It means unpredictability. One moment, he is deeply engaged. The next, slightly distant. Not because he plays games, but because he lives a life not ruled by her. This emotional push and pull creates dopamine spikes. She becomes addicted. Every time he pulls away, her mind races. Did I lose him? Why is he distant? I need to get him back. And so, she chases, not because he asked, but because the imbalance created a need. 3. He embodies purpose over pleasure. Most men place women at the center of their life. High-value men place their mission first. A man without a mission becomes a man orbiting someone else's gravity. Women respect a man who is building something bigger than romance. A kingdom, a legacy, a purpose. When a man is deeply committed to his purpose, he naturally becomes unavailable. His time is scarce. His attention is expensive. And scarcity breeds desire. She wants to be the exception to his rules. She wants to be chosen by the man who chooses almost no one. And thus, she chases. 4. He uses silence like a weapon. Words are easy. Noise is everywhere. But silence? Silence is power. High-value men use silence to communicate authority. When a woman pulls back, they don't respond immediately. When she acts out, they don't react emotionally. When she disappears, they stay still. Why? Because silence creates mystery, and mystery drives obsession. She begins to wonder, what is he thinking? Why hasn't he responded? Has he moved on? Silence forces her to imagine, and in imagination, attraction grows stronger. Silence, used wisely, is not passive. It is strategic. It is Machiavellian. 5. He values himself ruthlessly. The high-value man does not seek approval. He does not ask to be accepted. He defines his own worth and enforces it. If a woman disrespects him, he leaves. If she plays games, he removes himself. If she pulls away, he doesn't chase. Why? Because he sees himself as the prize. This isn't arrogance. It's truth. He doesn't just pretend to be high value. He is, in his habits, in his vision, in his choices, in his detachment. And that detachment becomes the very thing she can't stop thinking about. 6. He creates tension, not comfort. Comfort is predictable, safe, routine. And while women may say they want comfort, what they chase is tension. Tension is what makes hearts race. It is what drives the fantasy. The high-value man understands that tension is not conflict, it's chemistry. He teases without being cruel. He compliments without becoming submissive. He flirts without becoming available. Every interaction is a dance, and he leads with tension. She never fully knows where she stands. And because of that, she wants to get closer. She wants to figure him out. She wants to win. 7. He lets her invest first. Machiavelli taught that if you give too much too soon, you lose leverage. High-value men allow women to invest first. Time, attention, energy. He doesn't rush to validate her. He waits. He observes. He watches. And when she starts to call more, text more, ask more, he allows it. He lets her show interest first. Because when she invests, she becomes emotionally attached. The more she gives, the more she wants to receive. He never begs. He never overextends. He waits until she earns him. And when she does, it feels like a victory. 8. He controls his environment. The high-value man is never controlled by external forces. He controls his space, his social circle, his energy. He is selective, discerning. Women want what other women admire, but cannot have. He doesn't put himself in positions to be manipulated. He sets boundaries before they're crossed. He chooses his company with intent. And that control over his world makes him feel untouchable. Women don't want a man who can be shaped by the world. They want a man who shapes it. 9. He rewards effort, not beauty. Beauty is everywhere. Effort is rare. While most men crumble at the sight of beauty, the Machiavellian man stays composed. He is unimpressed by appearances. He values behavior. If she respects him, he rewards. If she invests, he reciprocates. If she seduces with elegance, he engages. But beauty alone? That is not enough. He must be shown value. And because of this standard, women chase. Not to be noticed, but to be chosen. 10. He remains unavailable emotionally. Not permanently, but at first. He is not quick to open up. He reveals himself like a novel, one chapter at a time. This slow reveal creates suspense. Women fall in love with the mystery, not the overshare. They chase the man they want to understand. The more he holds back, the more she leans in. The less he reveals, the more she imagines. And that emotional unavailability becomes a maze she wants to solve. She can't help but try. 11. He walks away with certainty. And perhaps the most Machiavellian trait of all, he can walk away. Without anger, without drama, without warning. He simply removes himself when disrespected. Not as a tactic, but as a principle. Because the high-value man does not need her. He chooses her. And if she no longer qualifies, he withdraws. This power, this finality, is terrifying to women. It tells her he is serious, that his value is real, that if she loses him, it is permanent. And so, she chases, not because he tried to make her, not because he begged, but because he became the man worth chasing. In the end, Machiavellian attraction is not about manipulation. It is about understanding human nature and using it with discipline. High-value men do not play games. They live with clarity. They enforce boundaries. They lead with mystery. They pursue purpose. They control their emotions. And in doing so, they become magnetic. Women chase them not because they are told to, but because their instincts demand it. This is the power of the Machiavellian man. This is the Machiavelli guide. Stay dangerous. Stay untouchable. And never forget, power is the ultimate aphrodisiac.